It's 6:29 a.m. Saturday, June 3rd. Okay, what's going on with ETs? Excuse my sniffling and everything. This body's so close to finally shutting down. A stronger part of me had to come inside this body to run it, and it's literally like running it. Excuse me. I woke up 3 times this morning, suffocating, bad. Yesterday, my head hurt so bad. When I have pain, I'm either laughing it off or I'm getting mad, and it's like growling, grunting, at the pain. The only thing that brings tears to my eyes is compassion. Seeing something hurt, and I'm so frustrated I can't do anything about it while I'm stuck here. Anyway, and also my heart. My body, there's still some of me, of my energy embedded inside the bones of this body, and most of it's gone. But there's still some I couldn't get any more out, and another piece of me came into the body, which when it comes in, just like the other stuff that's in there now that's actually loose spirit moving around, it's bonded. And part of me is the silver energy, and having been out of the body and then coming back in, I'm coated with it. So there's no way I'll ever stick to this body. The only part of the original me that's left in this body is the energy that's infused into the damn bone. And it's being pulled out through the flesh and spirit, and then out the top of the crown. Anyway, so I needed to be able to excuse me. This body's sick. It's dead. It's all but dead. It's going down. But all of a sudden, I'm talking more like a regular person than I was, because there's more energy in me. But I walk leaning against the walls everywhere, falling over, whatever. Good, I need to get the hell out of here. Anyway, excuse me. So, basically, everyone on the planet is a quote-unquote hybrid anyway. I'm different. I was made different. I was adopted out of a place in New York, the Rotten Apple. And fucking heart, come on, baby, explode. So anyway, I was adopted, and I tried to get records on me, and I couldn't get them. They just told me over the phone. They said, "Screw you, you can't get stuff. You can't get nothing." So I tried again when they changed the law, and they said, "No. You can lawyer up, do whatever you want. You'll never get your access to your adoption records, to your actual birth record. A time and date, yes, that's it." I already know because see it. Hello. I'm not here to tell people what they have to do. I'm telling you what's real, who you are. How incredible you are, all the things you can do, and that the nasty shit's going to take away, because I'm going to destroy all of it. I just have to finish getting out of this body, and then I put myself together as who I actually am, Ara. My skin's itching, it's drying up. Anyway, this body's shutting down, and I'm so glad. Anyway, so that's why I seem to have more energy. It's not because I'm going backwards. I'm going forward faster. The part of me that was inside the body before wasn't strong enough to pull the rest of the energy out of the bones. And I have to have all my energy before this body drops dead, before I leave the body. Excuse me. Okay, anyway, back to the program. So there's a little bit of ET, extraterrestrial, whatever, in all of us. The Anunnaki came from a home world really, really far away. It blew up. Okay, over aggressive attitude. Anunnaki are cool, wonderful, beautiful people. I've had the ambassador here at the house a couple of times. It's awesome. Anyway, they had to, so they moved to a new one, and they're in the outer section of the Pleiades galaxy. That's the best I can tell you. They're not the farthest planet out, but, you know, closest to us, or towards the outside of the Pleiades galaxy, but they're just a few planets in. They're not the quote-unquote Pleiadian race we talk about. They're taller, thinner, strong, more white-looking people. Don't ever talk to me about skin color and stuff. I've been black more than any other person ever in creation. I can tell you what it's like to be a slave, how it all happened, yada yada yada. We are who we are, spirit, sentient energy, and we're put in different bodies. We've had lives in all the bodies. The original first being that split itself into two separate but similar parts, male and female, the creation of male and female. They're responsible for all the crap everyone's gone through. They've kept it going on purpose to make you more, to abuse you. The more they abuse you, the stronger and bigger you got, fit into their plans. It messed you up, and all that's leaving. That's being taken care of by Ara. I've been doing it while I was in the body. Oh, gee, this guy Jay really is high on himself. No, I'm not. I am what I am. I find myself deficient. I have a job to do, and I'm not doing it. So, yeah, I have problems with myself in that regard. Those people that have listened to me for a long time, you know, you understand. I give, I don't take until it's time to protect, and then I'll end it. Anyway, so we're all basically hybrids, but this Anunnaki DNA that's in all of us, it's been here so long, it's part of us, so it's no longer considered extraterrestrial. A lot of people, different religions, oh, God wouldn't let there be aliens. He made us in his image. Oh, there's a big guy floating around. I guess it's a male, too. There's no females? What? What? What's this God crap? Your God and your devil is the same person. The original first being male and female, except it was the same person. They're both dead now. They've been dead since May 23rd, 2013. All the books, religions, everything is about controlling and abusing you. Anyway, that's all that stuff's in the books that I wrote, the 3 creation series books. The third book is like it's like an encyclopedia about everything, all different types of listings of stones, their energy, stuff that's been going on, ETs, what's happening with them, tarot cards, runes, pendulums, mirrors, anything, almost anything you could wonder about is in there. If I had the time, it would have been about a 1,600-page book. Instead, it's under 700 pages, I think. Anyway, you can get it at Amazon.com. They'll be available through the website later. Everything's about to change. As soon as I get out of here, my buddy Alan on the ship, we're going to, I say we, I'll still be doing stuff as myself. All the books and other information is going to come through through him. He's got a ship that's just over 4 times the mass of Spain, that's floating around Europe, comes around here, around Florida. And there's also a manufacturing ship that's over 8 times the size of his, over the Atlantic Ocean. That's kind of up in the air. These people camouflage their ships. I have the energy to keep pushing forward hard, and I keep pushing myself. I almost threw myself out of my chair bed this morning. But I can't function. The body's dying. So I'm doing the best I can. But anyway, that one ship is huge. It's a manufacturing ship that came here not that long ago. They'll be manufacturing all kinds of stuff. They can build a car that's much better and in moments. Materials. Deanna's got a beautiful BMW that they're going to go into and just totally rebuild it. Anyway, it's an older one, 1979. One of the nice coupes. So there's also a large ship that's been hanging around forever, pretty much over Arizona. Excuse me. Nose is trying to run. There's a large ship that's hanging, and they go interdimensional, or they can camouflage themselves. This one that's hanging around the northeastern section of Arizona, eastern section mostly, but a little bit north of mid Arizona, it's interdimensional. So it's really easy to hide that way. Where it's located, you can fly right through it. Doesn't matter. You're not going to affect anything, and you can't see it because it's in the barrier between the third and second dimension. There's another one, an old ship that this whole body, man, is just the degradation of this body since this new energy came into me about 36 hours ago. I'm going at everything, tearing it apart. Anyway, when I was Osiris in that life, I was given a huge ship, and it's when Atlantis was collapsing. And then we were going to Egypt, and I took the last main crew to Egypt, and I went back there to get some more stuff. And the ship it was resting on the ground, which, say what you want, that was the best thing to do at the time. We were trying to load it, and then the other part of Atlantis sunk. This one section I was on, it was kind of near the coast, the eastern coast, just south of the northern extension of Atlantis. Yeah, it's in the Atlantic Ocean, underground. It started to sink, and I managed to get picked up and brought over to back over to Egypt. But the ship's underneath a bunch of rock over there. All this stuff will come out later. But there's also a huge ship that's underneath Antarctica that's been there for over a million years, like, I don't know, 1.4 million years. I can only do so much with this damn brain. Okay, so my abilities are very strong because of what I am and this body that was produced. I had a physical Earth mother, but her DNA was my DNA. When I was an embryo, was manipulated. The actual sperm that was used to create me was manipulated. So I was made, the original first being male and female, it was the female doing this work. She made sure that I was given the DNA I needed to move a lot of energy through me and for my abilities to work, better. And I just kept getting stronger and stronger this life with all the fighting I've done, especially killing them, and mutated my DNA it mutated huge back in 2014. 2009 is when I woke up. But by 2014, man, I was just totally changed. My head was growing so fast that there's people have pictures of actually looking at my head and you can see it move and getting bigger. I mean, it's painful as hell too. No boo-hoo, I'm just saying. Anyway, the reason why I'm saying this, I want you to understand who I am and how I know this stuff. The strongest spirit there is anywhere in creation, especially now, has always been me, Ara. Not this body, Jay Essex. This is a crap piece of flesh that's trying to finish dying so I can get the hell out of it. Just like your spirit, sentient energy, that's eternal. That's inside a physical body having a life until the body dies. You come out, you're still you. If I used to have a Chevy truck, drive around for years. I go take off in my Chevy truck, and I'm driving around, and then the locks break, and I'm locked inside the car. What the hell? I suddenly become Chevy? Hi, Chevy, how you doing in there? No, I'm still Jay. I'm frustrated that people have never been allowed to see and know and understand who they are. And when you do understand who you are and how your energy works through your body, I've made tons of videos on it. I put out, I don't know, well over 1,200 videos, way past that. I was probably like close to 14 total. Some of them are missing from my first account or whatever on Google. I got into it with them. Anyway, give me just a second here. I'm going into my brain right here. I'm trying to clean something up to help me talk, but I'm making sure I'm not growing any new tissue, because it's all about dying, not staying here. Okay, anyway. So anyway, when it was about 2014, it was in 2014, I do believe. I was given a class about stone energy at the Phoenix and Dragon. I've mentioned this a few times before. And then after I got out, and after I finished my classes, and then I went over across the street to the Starbucks over there, and I had, my coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. And don't do drugs unless it's, stuff I need from the pharmacy. Excuse me, I'm taking almost none of that now because my body's being fixed, so I don't need it. Excuse me. Even diabetes. Anyway, except the lungs and the heart and the edema. Anyway, so I went to the Starbucks. I walked in, and there was this guy. I see energy everywhere. I see everything as energy plus physical. I see the physical first, and then I see the energy flowing through it. That's how I know who people are, what they are, and everything else. Who I am, actually, not this physical body, but that I'm stuck in, but myself, Omara. I was made as the original first being's protector and, service tool, utility tool, so they could control me and command me and make me do whatever they wanted to. And that didn't go too long before I realized these two suck. And then, finally that's what killed them. Anyway, but it took a long time for me to get strong enough to do it, but they made me stronger than anything else, just really small. And then it kept beating me up life after life, and I grew into this freak that I am. It's what the FBI calls me, the freak. Anyway, so I go and I see this guy, and I said, okay, he's got essential energy in him. He's got some source energy in him. As part of mine, what's going on. And that was Alan, guy that has a ship. Anyway, I sat down and had never met him physically. All my life I've been talking with spirit, all the time. Always afraid to say anything, especially coming from a religious Christian family. So I kept it to myself, but, if something happens once or maybe twice, you'll wonder about it, but when it keeps happening, it becomes a thing. It becomes real. So anyway, I went ahead and, looked at him, and I just got okay, something's going on. So I sat down at a table on the other side of a partition with my coffee and just started looking at them, feeling them, and then I started like talking with them. But it's communication, telepathy, but it's not a worded conversation. It's starting to understand. So I went back around the petition and sat down with him. He was in a table in the excuse me, a table in the corner, a round table, and the place wasn't very busy, but he was in a spot where you'd have to be staring at him. So anyway, I was sitting there talking with him, and he said, "I've been following you on your program, YouTube, and it's all good, and you have a good message, but it'll really help you with your followers if you talk more about the ETs." About ETs. And I said, yeah, but it's about spirit, ETs and all. He goes, I know, but I'm just to really promote your channel. They wanted me to get in there and start telling people, look, ETs are cool. They're not the problem. And the bad ETs that we hear, they've been taken care of by the good ETs. Okay? The Earth's always been protected. The original first being male and female, for all the scum that they were, they literally made sure that'd be the case. The Earth is one of the 4 dirtiest planets there is. There's 4 of them that are, each of them is a little dirtier than the other in one regard or another. So there's no 1, 2, 3, 4. There's just 4 of them that are, real nasty. The amount of negativity and stuff that's in them, the people. So anyway, so we talked a bit, had a nice time. He was a little bit frustrated, but I understood what he was saying about ETs. It's just the first thing I was trying to do when I first started coming out is trying to get people to understand energy, and that's why I started using stones. It's a nice piece of Amazonite. Stones, people could feel it, learn how to start feeling the energy. When they realize energy is real, then they can understand who they are. Because I'm not just here for the ETs. The last event I had, late September 2015, had a hybrid come in. He was captain of a ship. He came into the event. He said, I was driving down the road, and he came in late. Just everyone turned around and kind of looked at him. The people that came there, they're all of you are extremely intuitive. And you could tell something didn't fit. So the guy walks in, almost more than half I've got it on film, more than half the people turned around and just looked at him. They could feel he was different. He was a hybrid. So anyway, he was coming, he was given a seat, and then he just said, it's a small group, about 50 people or something. More, I guess, whatever. And he said, I was just going down the road and I heard about this on the radio, so I thought I'd pop in. It was never on the radio. I was always kept small for a reason. I'm not here to be a Sylvia Brown or something. I was here for a purpose, and I'm getting the hell out of here. Anyway, so some folks there, he was trying to get me to talk more about the blue spheres and stuff. The CTs doing stuff, and so I talked about it. I mentioned it a little bit, and I said it's all cool. And then I talked about problems with ETs, and then he goes, "Oh, he's not supposed to do that." And I was getting kind of pissed. It's like, you don't tell me what to do. No one does. I mean, if I have to, as a physical body, if I have to deal with something and go along with something, I do. I have to. But if I don't, I'm not going to. I'm me, no one else. Everyone else is taken, right? So, anyway, but I was talking about how cool they are and things that are coming. I always want people to ask me questions, so I could just answer everyone, but any questions they had. But 99% of the time, they just wanted me to talk and tell them stuff. Anyway, sorry. I've done everything I could while I was here to take care of stuff, and I still am right now. I have some energy, and I'm really finally closing in on my departure, getting out of this disgusting physical body form. This body was never meant to see the end of 2016, let alone 2023. Anyway, so some people took pictures of him in a small video. I had 2 cameras recording the event. He was right there where he could only be seen a little portion and one edge. Trying to, be as clandestine as possible, and you understand that, respect it. So some friends of mine took some pictures of him with the camera, with their phone camera, and then they tried to send it to me. It wouldn't go. And then they tried to send it again a second time. They kept forcing the issue. The whole memory got wiped out on the phone. He tasted it. Said, no, you're not sending that. People think, oh, how could the ETs do this? Poor Jay's delusional, or Jay makes this stuff up, yada yada, whatever. These people come here in spaceships. They come here in vehicles that are super huge, bigger than cities, and they don't have wheels. They go through space. You think they have a technology to do this? Now, I'm not yelling you people, but I'm so frustrated that there's so many idiots still running around, just blah. They're clueless. To not know something is fine, but then to say you know something that's incorrect even after having been explained, and you've been given the food to chew and digest to where you can understand better for yourself, and you just simply refuse to because you don't want to, then if you're like that, then you're stupid. Ignorance is it's completely innocent. I'm ignorant about a lot of stuff. How to build a rocket ship. Okay. So anyway, yeah, they're real. I've been talking with Ellen for I don't know how long. And I'd go upstairs into my room, get into my chair, sit back a little bit, go to relax, and then all of a sudden, poof, he turned the overhead light on. So, okay. So I go, talk to him. The first thing I always do, it's the human thing to do. You look at the remote. It's a big remote, not this one. It's a big one with a real hard button. And for you to turn that light on, you got to put pressure on it, okay? It's for a ceiling fan. And so before I even had as soon as the light went on, before I had the time to look at the remote, which was always sitting by itself, standing up, make sure nothing could touch it, before I could even see that, he's already talking. But I'm always cautious about everything I do. I want everything to be right. And he and I have been talk, on and off and on and off. This house is set aside for some of the people that I've been close to for years. It's down in Florida, Coral Gables. And I was talking with Alan when I got stuck here again and I couldn't get out of here, out of the damn body. So I said, Alan, I'm going to be real pissed if I went through all this crap to pick out these houses and everything that you asked me to. You're the one that brought this up, and I said, okay, here we go. And I looked at him, decided who needed what, yada yada yada. And then I told him, and then all of a sudden I couldn't get out of here, and I was pissed. He told me a couple times, looks like you're leaving now, and then boom, I wasn't allowed to get out of the body. I wasn't able to, and then because the ETs have monitors where they can see into the future. If you look 2 weeks ahead, it's pretty good. If you look 2 days ahead, it's even better. If you look 2 months ahead, it gets a little wavy. You look 2 years and it starts losing its accuracy because the time keeps changing. The future keeps changing. So and then he got mad when I wasn't gone, and I knew he wasn't mad at me. He goes, I'm just not going to tell you anymore. When I see that, and I said, hey, I understand. I have this implant right in there. and it sends out a little symbol sign every once, a symbol sound, and it goes into the brain and out again, and he's measuring brain waves. That's been going on for a long time. He used to have other implants in me, and then he pulled them out. People talk about tinnitus, that, there's tinnitus everywhere. It's your spirit guides messing around with your ears, adjusting them so that you're more, you can get better, so that they can do a better job of communicating with you through energy. But sometimes it's an ear problem, maybe 10-15% of the time, less than 20, always. Anyway, so yeah, ETs are real. ET hybrids. A lot of the races couldn't live here, so they started, bonding different types of DNA and stuff together. Earth, the Adamic race here at Earth, and it has to do with the planet that we come from, our DNA is extremely bondable with other forms of DNA for making clones, but also, new beings, yada, 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 which is a form of clone. And taking our DNA and modifying it with other races, and over time, they can get it right. The Pleiadians, they have hybrids. The Andromedians had the worst problem breathing our atmosphere. So they, took longer for them to make their hybrids. Everyone's different. People from other planets are different because of the environment. The bodies are made from the planet. The Adamic race, when I came here with my kids to make the Adamic race with the 5 different races, okay? That's something Edgar Casey got a lot of stuff right. The spirit guide that he had was human essence, but a really good guy. He did a lot of good things to help people out. And no, David Wilcock is not the reincarnation of Edgar Casey. Edgar Casey would be the spirit that was in Edgar Casey's body is in a female body, and not here for much longer. Now, Edgar Casey's DNA, yeah, David has some of that, but not the spirit. It's a whole totally different thing. Excuse me. Okay. I'm trying to finish this. It's my art. People, it's happening. I had to put a stronger piece of me in, like I said, into this body so that I could pull out more of the original me that's still left saturated into the bone. And it's making me talk faster, yada, 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 but at the same, a little bit of, very, very little, but a little bit more memory than what I had, but I'm on the way out of here. I'm beating up the heart a little bit right now. Anyway, the planets, what the ETs come from, bodies are being made to live on that planet. The planet has different materials, different gases for atmosphere, etc. So the bodies are made to live in that atmosphere. And then when they advance to space travel, they go to another planet, they have to wear, most of them have to wear suits, or, environmental suits, or they, the ones that are here, they've, when they want to stay a while, they make the hybrids. The Zeta Reticulans, okay, or they've been called Ebens or something like that by the U.S. Screw the Earth governments. They're all communist bullshit assholes anyway. They're tyrants, totalitarians. Right now, the whole Earth is run by the Anunnaki minions that were here. Get rid of the ruling family of Anunnaki, the ruling families of the Anunnaki, and then you make a power vacuum, and then the ET hybrids, the one that weren't killed off, and the new ones that were brought up to replace them, they had access to all this money and everything, and that's the quote-unquote new reset going on, but it doesn't matter. You're going to find out who they are, and you're going to watch them being destroyed physically. Anyway, so the Zeta Reticulans, their skin is thick, it's gray, kind of like a silver gray, reflected of light. They come from a binary star system where there's so much radioactivity coming from the two different stars that when we did send some scientists out there, there's I think like a dozen of them, maybe 14, it depends on how you look at that. There was 14. 2 of them were sent back. 12 died. Anyway, that's not memory. That's looking. Stuff I tell you may sound crazy. Later on, you'll talk to some of the ETs. They'll tell you point blank. Don't look for too much error coming from me. Or go ahead and do it, and you won't find it. And then you have a little more faith in that. Gee, maybe this crazy motherfucker does know what he's talking about. And excuse the nasty language, but I'm really frustrated and fed up with being here. Anyway, so their skin is real thick, and it's that color, so it doesn't bother them. But that's why they look different. It's these stupid religions and everything. Oh, God made us in His image, so if God made something, it'd look just like us, because we're so cool. Screw that crap. If animal essence, which is not allowed to come into bodies anymore, there's other spirit being put in there, souls and essence of human, fey, and famen makeup. If they were put in a human body, they'd be so intelligent it'd blow your mind. Their fortitude, intelligence, compassion. Anyway, all that's in the books. The three books I wrote that comprise the creation series. If you can see Amazon.com, JSX go JSX Creation or JSX Books, or better yet, go to the spiritualfoundation.com, and I think Deanna still has them listed there. I don't know. So anyway, that's why they look different. Yes, they're around in here everywhere. Your religions are full of shit. Every one of them. Every single one of them. No one's any better than anyone else, and that starts with me. I'm no better than no one. I'm no better than nothing. I'm not any better than anyone else, would be the proper way to say it. Who cares? We can do things better than each other, but we're no more important than this person or that person. I mean, that's just the way it is. And our family from other planets, they're here. As soon as I get out of this body, there's going to be about 8.5 months of hard destruction. They're going to start coming out, and you'll start seeing them. You'll see them with the Spiritual Foundation and some other people right away. And I was talking before about the housing. I was talking with Alan about the housing when I didn't get to go. And I was frustrated, so was Alan. But it was a while after that. It's very shortly after that, I'm sorry. But it was like the next day or something. I was talking with Alan, and he had called to say something, and yada, yada. And I'm like, okay. And I said, let me tell you something. You know, you're my brother, and I love you. But I'm going to be so damn pissed if all the work I did to locate these houses and pick them out and everything for you, if the right people aren't put in those houses, I said, I'm going to be pissed. And this is all telepathy. I'm doing it from the bed. He turned the light on again, and I talked with him. One time he turned the fan on, but usually the Fae a couple times would turn the fan on. Anyway, and this is over years period. This isn't something that and all the wiring had been replaced in the house, the fuse box, everything. So electrical work in the house. Anyway, so. You see something for yourself, but you always be honest with yourself and look at everything. That's the only way to be quote-unquote honest with yourself. And that's how you learn to have more faith in yourself and what's going on around you. So anyway, I told him, I said I'd be really pissed. And then I just saw him looking at me like, what? And then I'm like, okay, something's wrong here. There's a miscommunication between myself and Alan, and something's not right, and it's me. So I don't do this because it's wrong. Unless I need to, then I do. But then I went into his head just a little bit, from over here. Went into his head, and then it's like, what the hell is he talking about? And I said, it's not an issue with him. And he goes, Jay, we own planets. It's like, what's the section of Coral Gables? Many millions of dollars? So what? We own planets. And I'm like, I felt so stupid. I can't see and feel and know and understand everything, especially not at the same time. It's impossible for anything to do through a human body. And this one's been on the way out for, 8 years. So anyway, that's one or two times I've felt dumb, but that was when I felt the dumbest, talking with Alan. Oh, the other time was about a small planet. And anyway, that's personal, my personal family, and Deanna and all our children. Anyway, atheists are very real. And you don't need to take my word on it. You don't need to do anything except hopefully be the best you and learn how to trust and appreciate yourself. But I'm telling you, like these stones that I'm going to do 2 videos on, I'm doing that for a reason, to help you. Hell's coming. And you're not going to see this face because this isn't me. This is a vehicle that I'm stuck in right now. You'll see me as another person, as a lion, a dragon. I do that a lot, especially a lion. But when I'm free, then you'll be seeing more dragon. You see 2 dragons, a male and a female, flying around from time to time. Lily and I make a body, fly around, show ourselves, do a couple things. I'll be popping into 2 different houses on Coral Gables from time to time as, dragon energy. Lily and I are source, but we're really imbued with dragon and unicorn energy. They came from us. They came from the first meeting when she and I were getting close together. We only got so close, and then there was a boom, and then all of a sudden 2 energy fields just popped out. And one was unicorn, one's dragon. So not little unicorns and dragons, the energy frequencies that make up the energy that's called unicorn and dragon. There used to be unicorns, used to be dragons, physical ones on this planet. And around the time of around the sinking of Atlantis, there was most of them, and the other half and half beings, they were all taken away. There was a few dragons still left. At the times of, the last of it was King Arthur, when he was around. There was 2 dragons, and right before that life, I had one in, had a life in Scotland, what's now Scotland, and I had a gold dragon, and I remember the thing bit the crap out of my hand, right here, and then they were just brought, myself out of body, just sent them back home to another dimension. This dimension's all over the place. There's no portals where they just exist and you go in and out and everything. There's places where you can feel the dimensional barrier more, where it might be a little weaker and you can see through it a little better. Those are there on purpose, and like Sedona has got them, but they're not actual portals. You don't stand there and you go to another dimension. Okay, now you can relax, meditate, and go through the barrier, but physically no. Now ships and stuff, they can make portals where they move into interdimensionally, but then they move through it and it's gone. It's back to normal again. They've been coming in. There are cities in the ocean. There's some on the ground. There's that old starship that's underneath Antarctica that's been there for well over a good bit over 1 million years. And it can't fly anymore, but it's been reinforced, fortified, whatever. And it's like it's a city down there. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. So yeah, ETs are real. ET hybrids are real. You're real. So like I said, you don't need to believe any of this. Doesn't matter. I'm just telling you what is for those of you that want it. If those of you don't want it, turn the damn channel off and look at sports. Go look at a Kardashian's butts. I mean, I don't care what you do. If you could be happy doing something and not hurt anyone else, then you fracking rock. You're awesome. Okay? It's those that abuse others, want to control them for their own good. Control. What's control about? Why does anyone want to control you? Because they want you to do something for them. They want you to be a certain way that enhances them. Now, there's exceptions to that, like when someone really loves you and they want to try to protect you, they want to try and help you. Yeah, that's one thing. How far they push that is another, except when it comes to protection. When it comes to protection, so if somebody doesn't want to know better, they need to be, helped out. A little effort put into that. Okay, I'm cooked. Are they real? Yes. Are you going to meet them? Yes. I'll be out of this body soon. It can't hold me much longer at all. And I'm aggressively beating it up, trying to finish destroying it so I can get out of here. And in the meantime, as soon as I finish taking the rest of my energy out of the bones and everything, as soon as I have all of the original me out of this body, I just pull my energy out and poof. It's like you have a radio control car and all of a sudden the batteries fall out, it stops. Well, bingo. So either way, it's coming soon. And when it does, what I've been talking about is going to happen. Not because I've seen it in the future, it's because I'm going to do it. Not Jay Essex. This is a dead body you're looking at. It's a vehicle. It's rotting. It's me, Ara. You're not that body. You're stuck in that body. You are eternal sentient energy called spirit. Takes a minimum of 5 specific fields to create sentient energy. One of them is a form of electromagnetic energy. Gee, how about that, huh? Isn't that crazy? Like when you get MRIs, or you get the EKGs and EEGs and stuff, and you see those electrical pulses. Where does that come from? What makes the body run? Well, it's the heart. Okay, the heart pumps blood through it. What makes the heart run? Well, it's the brain. Okay, the brain doesn't get blood, it shuts down, but where does the brain get the energy that it moves through it? Is there a battery? Who? Again, I'm not making fun of you. When I act like that, that's how I feel about the people that just won't listen. They won't think for themselves. You don't have to believe anything I say, but damn it, open your minds to function better. Be more of who you really are. I'm trying to help. There's no religion. There's no donation pay here. There's no commercials, not unless YouTube starts throwing them on there. If there's ever a commercial on any of my channels, it ain't real. And as soon as I'm gone, my buddy Alan is taking it all over. There's going to be a new internet. It's called ET Internet. You'll find out about it. They're already here. Very well tied up with the Trump family, too. There's so many hybrids that are here already in substantial circles, etc., and non-substantial. Anyway, I'm just trying to help any way I can. I'm very limited. I wouldn't have made this video or the other ones coming out around it, especially the stone video I'm going to do. I got a whole bunch of stones laid out over here. I'm going to do a video on the power stones that actually make you stronger. Literally make you stronger. And then I'm going to do another one on the other energy stones that they work with different parts of your body to help you push your abilities through it. Lapis. This is polished. Lapis lazuli. It works with the pineal gland. The pineal energy field. The pineal gland has got a field right here, and it's got, I'm just holding this, it's got a field right here, and then also the larynx is part of the pineal field. I'll put up here's a picture of the body and the different energy fields. Okay, anyway, all this stuff's in the books, videos. I've left you all the information I can. And when the shit hits the fan, when I get out of here, I'm very selective in what I'm doing, okay? You'll understand. And when you do see me, it ain't going to be this body, because this body is not me. A lot of people have seen me as a huge lion that stands about 6 foot tall. It's back. Anyway, it all depends, when I make myself visible in that form, trying to help someone. Anyway, folks, take care. Love you. Wait till you meet Lily. She's everything I can't be. She's my better half. She has so much love. Her power is unreal. And she had over 8.9 trillion lives. The only thing older than her is me. The only thing that's had more lives than her is me. That's what I meant by older. Thinking of lives as years. Folks, I love you. You're going to meet ET soon. And all this crap about the wars and everything. Now, you look at the trash humans that are doing this shit. Not the ETs. ETs have kept us from getting hurt. Like you hear about the ETs that are flying over nuclear plants and they start actually turning the switches on. They're going to start launching the weapons, and then they shut everything down and then turn it on again, and everyone's freaking out. The U.S., Russia. No, I know this for a fact. I've gone and seen and looked at it. Okay? It's also been on YouTube. Also, a friend of mine, that he's passed. My friend's father, he's passed, not my friend. And his father and I were close. Not like me and him. He's my brother. Actually, he's one of my kids. He's one of the Adams that came here. He was the male yellow Adam. Martin Luther King's one of them, the spirit inside of him, but it was the sand-colored bodies that came from the Arab area. That's the bodies they came in. We've all had lives in all the colors and on many different planets and stuff. But anyway, so my friend Colonel Lundquist, from the Pentagon and the Air Force and CIA, I know for a fact from seeing them and knowing and understanding for myself, but also talking with them, yeah, they had some living ETs, what they call Ebens. They were alive there for a while. But I also know point blank about the things that happened with the ETs coming in and shutting down, firing up, shutting down, firing up the nuclear bases, nuclear war, bases with the big nukes, not the little ones. This is a serious shit, ICBMs years ago. And he told me, he said, Jay, we ripped out every damn piece of wire, every relay. We ripped everything out, put all new back in, and we never found a problem with any of it. They were controlling it. When you're in a physical body, you have to use your physical senses, but you're not excuse me, not everyone, but most everyone, mostly not the people who listen to me and have been for years, because you've learned how to use your abilities. But the vast majority of the population of this planet, they're metaphysically inoperative. They don't use their abilities. So when they use them, they don't realize they're using them, so they can't enhance them any. And the stone videos coming out, they're going to really help you. So, anyway, folks, love you. Take care. This is going to get fixed, and when it does, it's going to be crazy. Things are going to get nutty. Okay? I'm going to be tearing stuff up everywhere. China's going to look like some dried cement that was real thin that someone put hammers into. With the Beijing tsunami, the Three Gorges Dam, that's been just waiting to go on its own. All the animals being taken away immediately. While that's going on, Lily is stashed somewhere right now. She's sleeping. Okay, I do that every time I go in a body that have a life. Before I go, I get a hold of her, help relax her, and feed her more energy, and I put her inside an energy cocoon. Okay, an orb. It's kind of oblong shape. I put her energy in there, and then I put it inside. I just take it and put it in another dimension. No doors, no way in or out. No energy can get in there unless it's me and me out of body. So I'm going to come out, get her out, and her love is going to help keep everyone together while all the crazy stuff's going on. And there'll be some people saying, how can you be so calm when that's happening? Tell them. Help them. Those that are compassionate, help them. The others, just shun them. Turn your back to them. And there's going to be people dropping like flies. 40% of this population is going to just drop. Boom. Once I've got that initial hard drive done, first 4.5 months is going to be crazy. The first 8.5 months, another 4 months after that, is still very serious, and then it calms down. And a little over 10 months after I've gone, we're going to start rebuilding, and ETs will be here to help. But they're not supposed to get involved in a large scale until after I've started to calm things down. The last thing they want is for anyone to think that they're the one causing it. They've always known I was going to do this. How? I told them. All right, folks. Love you. Have a good one. It's coming. It would really be good for any of you that can watch some of these stone videos. Okay? Different parts of your energy in your while in a body that need assistance, these stones are good for all of them. I mean, I'm breaking it down to categories. I'm really explaining it well, okay? And it's to help you. Not all of them, but most of them can be found at thespiritualfoundation.com at Deanna's web. It's our web store, but I gave it to Deanna. I wasn't staying. It's all in her name, but it's our store. We make it together. And the biggest stone there is for power and helping you is this stuff right here, Star Essonite. And if you can find it somewhere in the ground if you know how to look for it in different areas. Though it's not that prevalent. It's something of a rare stone. You know, you take a rock like this, some semi-tumbled stauresonite, and then you take a stone like this, malachite, and you say, "Ooh, I'm definitely going with the malachite." Well, it grabs your eye. It's prettier. Does not have the power of this stone. No, nowhere near it. But it still has its value, and it is beautiful stone too. So anyway, we'll go into that soon. And like I keep trying to say, oh, and also Danburite. There's a huge piece of some Danburite. They have smaller pieces. And smaller than that. A very high vibration. Anyway, folks, look. Love you. Take care. And I'll see you soon. But, you know, other than a couple more videos, I'm coming out as myself. I have a job. It's taking care of all the compassionate. Creation's format everywhere is going to change from abuse to compassion. And those that don't want to have, you know, like a happy, high vibration life, that's cool. They have their own dimension that they're going to be in. Excuse me. And people that want to change to be made lighter, you know, I've been fixing them forever. You know, when you take lower frequencies out of someone, it diminishes their size a little bit, makes them a little softer, but sometimes they lose a little strength. I can take frequencies, different energy frequencies from the first dimension, not J, Ara, myself, I, Ara, can take the frequencies from the first dimension and put them inside the person and make it what they need to be for them. I mean, it's gonna blow your mind when people are dying, when they finally get out of when the bodies die and they finally get out, they're free, they go home. Almost always they're, holy shit, what happened? Because all the energy that's a problem over there is gone, and the energies that were a problem were huge. So as far as the percentage of the energy total that's over the other side, the mass total of energy, they go home and it's empty. It's like, whoa. And then after being there a few minutes, no one's bugging them, and everything feels better, and they go, okay, this is cool. Anyway, say it for the 10th time. Folks, love you. Take care, and doing everything I can, but it's sooner and sooner. I'll get out of here and go to work, because my job is taking care of people, everyone and everything. Love you.